Hey y'all, I'm Karen Mayer Cunningham, the special education boss. If you've ever felt confused, overwhelmed, or just plain frustrated at the 504 IEP table, you are in the right place. Every week, I'm breaking down the rules, the rights, and the realities of special education so you can walk into meetings informed, empowered, and ready to make real change. And whether you're a parent, a teacher, an advocate, a school-based member, or somebody who's just trying to do right by a student, this podcast gives you straight talk, real answers, and tools that you can use immediately. I'm not here to play politics. I'm not here to play sides. I'm here to train people who sit at the table and teach you how to follow the law, ask the right questions, and protect the rights of students. So go ahead and hit subscribe, share this with a friend, and you know what? Meet me back here every single week. We're not just talking about change. We're making it. Because when you know better, you do better. And when we get it right for the child, we get it right for everybody. Welcome to today's episode of the Epic IEP. We're going to tell you stories that are fantastic, frustrating, and sometimes funny, but they really happen at IEP meetings. If we haven't met, I'm Karen Mayer Cunningham, special education boss. Hang on. This is going to be a little bit longer, but it's going to be so worth it. Do you ever get an IEP meeting and we're just kind of sludging through it? You know when those happen? Mondays. Can we all agree that all Monday IEP meetings are Mondayed? And I was in an IEP meeting. It was really early, and I'm not really an early person. I like to be up till 2 a.m, but we have different time zones in America. And so I was serving a kiddo on the East Coast. I live in Texas, which is not the East Coast. And the IEP meeting started at 7:20 a.m., which means it started when for me? At 6:20 a.m. And can we just agree that the glam squad has not left my house at 6:20? But I agreed to this meeting. It was pretty short. It was kind of procedural. And we were just talking about ESY. Have you ever been to a meeting that was supposed to be short, get in and get out? But we got in and we couldn't get out. And so pretty simple meeting. Kiddo has multiple disabilities. He has a vision impairment. He has an orthopedic impairment. And so I really think that most of my meetings, when we ask for something or request something or talk about something, it's going to be a non-issue. But so often I find out that I'm wrong. And so this kiddo is visually impaired, orthopedically impaired. And so we were just having the quick get in, get out meeting about ESY, the amazing ESY, extended school year services. And I said, we're wanting Billy to have extended school year services. And they were like, oh, what are you talking about? For him to participate in ESY. And she goes, why? I said, because it's a related service under IDA that he needs. And she goes, well, he has to have documented regression of IEP goals with a profound amount of time to recoup that skill. And he doesn't have that. And I said, I know he doesn't. I'm so excited about that. But that's not the only prong for ESY. She goes, yes, it is. And I said, it is not. That's one of the prongs. But the second prong is for ESY is concern for loss of critical skills. And she said, well, we would have to have data to support that. Oh, you would have to have data to support that he's going to lose critical skills of something that's going to happen in the future? Correct. I said, good news. You don't have to have proof that that's going to happen. You have to know by the acuity of his disabilities and his critical needs is that it would be not in his best interest for him to have 9, 10, 11, or 12 weeks off for summer break. And she said, well, what are you wanting to gain? I said, good news, nothing. ESY isn't for gain, it's for maintenance. And she was very unhappy about my answer. We had to take a break. I said, because we're going to, she goes, we'll just agree to disagree. No, we're not going to agree to disagree. We're going to make decisions based on data. It's the only thing that we do in IEP meetings. We make decisions based upon data. And she goes, well, I don't agree with you. I said, well, let's take a break and we can call the state education agency. And she said, we're not going to do that. I said, we are going to make a decision based upon good information. So let's take a break. Why don't you call somebody from the district level and then we can jump back on in 10 minutes. So we took a break. I applied some more hairspray and lipstick because that's what we do in Texas. And she came back on. She goes, we're going to be granting ESY at this time. She didn't seem very happy about it. So early to be unhappy. And I said, super. So we're going through it. We're kind of chit-chatting, I love people. I'm amused by people. I'm enamored by people, but we have to get it right for the child, right? It's not personal, it's business. And so she screen shares, we're all on Zoom now, and she screen shares and she's like, Miss Cunningham, I cannot find your name on the signature page. And she has it, it's live, right? In Success Ed. And we all know that Ed was never successful. And so she's looking it up and she's typing it in and she goes, I don't see your category. So I said, because I'm a stand-up comic also, I said, well, it's probably under swimwear model, which I thought was really funny. And so did everybody else on the Zoom at, 8:03 now or whatever time it was. And I said, it's probably under swimwear model. And she goes, that's not funny. I said, actually, it is. It is. If you don't have a little levity in this job, it's going to be a very long life, right? And so we can still have fun with people. We can still agree or disagree or not come to consensus and still be lovely people and still be professional and still, move on. But anyway, so just for you guys, next time they can't find your area on the signature page, just try it. Just say it's under swimwear model. I mean, for me, swimwear modeling was in my past. It was during Watergate, 71, 72. That was a good year. It's been a while. But you guys remember, let's go have a good time. Let's serve kiddos at the highest level. Let's do what's right for kiddos. Let's get decisions based on data, and we'll continue to get it right for kids. We'll see you guys in the next training. Hit subscribe, share this with a friend, and you know what? Meet me back here every single week. We're not just talking about change, we're making it. Because when you know better, you do better. And when we get it right for the child, we get it right for everybody.